What are your crimes, Mark? Yes, what are your crimes, Mark? Did you beat your wife? Did you kick a pup? Well, find your crimes or make it up. Did you laugh at Hubbard? That's not nice, and now you'll have to pay your price. So what are your crimes, Mark? What have you done? Oh, it's too late now. Fair game's begun.
Hello once again. This is Mark Bunker, your proprietor here at Xenu TV. We're broadcasting throughout this sector of the galaxy and concentrating here on TGAC. And of course, we're in the capital city of TGAC, Clearwater, Florida. And it's so exciting here. You know what I haven't done yet? Because I just saw Tony's post earlier today that Leah Remini dedicated a park bench in our new revitalized downtown park. I'm going to have to go down there and just sit and relax on the bench. Finally, a bench where Scientology can't call the police on me. I think that's terribly, terribly exciting. And really, lovely of Leah to have done that. So we've got some folks rolling in here. I know it's a late night edition, so it's going to be a little more sexy tonight, I think. That's right. Let me unbutton a button. Oh my God, it's going to be an adult show. All right, not necessarily. Lapita's here. Hello, Lapita. She received the notification. How about that? I hope everyone did. Marcy's here. Look at this. Marcy, LOL. And hey, Kelly, Lupita, Gutsy. Is that what it says? GTSY? I don't know. But I know how to pronounce this. Woohoo! All right. So I just have like a joking and degrading potpourri tonight, or if you prefer, potpourri. Here you go. This is, spelling it out for the old guy. Good to see you. How about that? And, it's gutsy of you to say good to see you. So it works. So I have just a few things. Oh, boy. Jay is just in time. It's going to be quite an exciting event. One you won't be able to tell your grandchildren about, but I hope it's memorable. So I actually, I was trying to think, what am I going to show tonight? I've got some things that I could show, and, some things that I just didn't feel like showing tonight. Not that they're bad, not at all. But like I've got Lawrence Woodcraft's interview ready, but I don't have Astra and Zoe's interviews. I think it'd be best to dedicate a week to them. And I went through everything trying to look for something that I have not yet shown, but I have uploaded. And I found a serious piece that I want to play later that I talked about, I think last night. It's a video of Graham Barry back in 1999 when he was labeled a vexatious litigant in court because Scientology, convinced the judge to do that. And they've got the guy who had initially made up lies about Graham, switched sides, and then testified on Graham's behalf. And I interviewed him. So that's we're going to build up to that. That's not the joking and degrading part of the show. I thought, as I was looking for that, I found little bits and pieces of things that I haven't aired before. And I think you might like them. I could be wrong. I could cause a riot, panic in the streets. I know I'm risking a lot tonight, but I thought, hey, let's give it a shot. Hey, JB, that means good to see you. Marina's here. Hello to you too as well. Who have I missed here? Oh, JB808. Always nice to see you. Thanks so much. I'm glad you showed up. It's a late night show. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So as I was going through all the things that I have not yet made public on my YouTube channel, there were some hopefully amusing videos that I've uploaded over the past many months. And I just thought I'd share some of these and give you a little perspective on them and see what you think. One thing that I love doing is playing with AI. And I know people say, Mark, don't do that. Don't use AI. It's not good. And I say, well, I know it's going to destroy the world, but when I do it, it's fun. So I've enjoyed like creating theme songs for this show and for Bunky and Magoo and all this kind of stuff. I've been working on an animated show, and I have a theme song ready for it, but I haven't been able to master the animation, whether it's Pixar type 3D animation or more the Disney hand-drawn animation. The AI is not really good at putting two characters together in a scene yet. And so I want to have these characters interact, and that's been slowing me down dramatically. Oh, well, Marcy says that you trust me with AI. Well, just wait. You know, you may change your mind within the next half hour. But I think for most things, I'm just having fun. So I've got this this idea for the animated adventures of a little boy who's going to grow up to be a dictator. And I think it'd be fun to look at his childhood. And so I created this theme song all ready to roll out as soon as I can figure out how to do the animation part of it. Why don't we take a quick listen? You're just going to see the lyrics bouncing along on the screen. I don't have any real animation for this, but you can see one of the designs that might be the main character. You never know, might not be. But this is a show that I hope to premiere sometime soon called Little Davy.
He's small, he's loud, he's got a plan to rule the world with his tiny hand. The pint-sized boss, the mastermind. He's 6 years old with an axe to grind. Little Davy's dreaming big. He gets his way or he flips his wig. He's scheming, dreaming on a roll. Piss him up, you go to the hole. He's got a pout and a fiery glare. When things go wrong, he'll stomp and swear. I'm gonna be the boss someday. Mock me now, they'll make you pay. He's got a friend no one can see. A little bird he calls BT. It urges him to act real bad. Or maybe Davy's simply mad. Little Davy's dreaming big. He gets his way or he flips his wig. He's scheming, dreaming on a roll. Piss him off, you go to the hole. So watch out, world. Here comes Davy. He's dressing up like he's in the Navy. He thinks he's king and he'll always rule, but tyrants fall and wind up the fool. That's little Davy.
So he's terrorizing the neighborhood and trying to control all his little friends. I like the fact that he's got a little bird that will be telling him terrible things, giving him ideas for pranks and stuff. And he calls that little bird BT. So I look forward to at some point premiering that. But I thought I'd give you a little taste of it. As I like that theme song. I like playing with AI. It's so much fun. But I know there are people who are not crazy about it. And, the first time I used any AI at all was when a friend sent me a little video that he had made with an app. He made an ad for his friend's boat company. Or I guess it was somebody who repaired boats. And the spokesperson in this commercial was Trump. And it was interesting to see how they created this video that had pretty good lip syncing, but it wasn't funny. And I said, well, I can do better than this. So I made him a funny version of that and sent that back. And then I said, well, I want to keep playing with this. So during I did play one video. I did put this up a while ago. This is when Trump was still running for office, and I thought he'd be in prison instead of destroying the world right now. So it's not quite as funny as it was when I made it. But at the point I made this, David Miscavige was going to Austin, Texas, to open up the Austin Ideal Org. And I thought, who'd be great to ask about this Austin org and maybe get a little endorsement for the org, and that would be Trump. So if you don't mind, let me go back here and find it. There we go. It's over here. And I better put these on so I'm playing the right one. Announcing Austin's new ideal org. Here we go.
I've been asked to say a few words on Steve Austin, the $6 million man. $6 million? Wow. Oh, I wish I had $6 million about now. Watch out, Steve. They'll come for you. What's that? It's not about Steve Austin, an ideal org. What the hell is an ideal org? Scientology? Look, all I know is a guy comes up to me, little guy, tiny guy, and he says, sir, I'm David Miscavige, sir. Like I'm supposed to know who that is. Tiny guy dressed up like a sailor. Meanwhile, I'm bending over so far to look at this creepy little guy that I get a crink in my neck. He can tell I'm irritated, and the little guy starts to cry. You've never seen such a thing, a grown man? This guy could use some therapy. He's a mess, some whack job, a total loon. Sir, please, sir, can you come to the opening of my new ideal org? A what? An ideal org, sir? Ideal org? I know ideal. Nobody knows ideal like me. My orgs are the most ideal on the planet. At Mar-a-Lago, we have solid gold crappers with reading material you can't find anywhere else. This little guy wipes away his tears and says, oh, I don't know, sir. We've been able to get our hand on some pretty hard to find documents. He winks at me and says, Snow White, sir? What? Why he think a movie about a hot broad and 7 midgets has anything to do with this? I don't know. Then he goes on and on about this bridge of his. Look, I'm a builder. I build the best casinos, the best apartments, and the best walls. I got to be honest, it sounded like this bridge was a lot of hooey. Then he told me he has $3 billion in the bank. I'm in, I said, and I jumped up, winced in pain. Ow, my neck. Sir, he says, sir, it's the crink, isn't it, sir? Yeah, what else? Sir, we can do something about it, sir. We alone can fix it. Then he has me lie down on a table, and he starts rubbing his fingers over, and bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, 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 boink, and I'm all better. Take me to the org, I hollered. I paid for my whole bridge up front. President for life. How about president for eternity? Join me, won't you, for the grand opening of the Trump Ideal Org with special guest Steve Austin, the $6 million man. If he joins Scientology, I get a cut.
Oh, we lost the last moments there. He says, hey, if Steve Austin joins, I get a cut. Anyway, I figured no one could be upset with that except David Miscavige, because clearly it's the same 10 seconds worth of video repeating over and over and over. And it just gave me a chance to to make fun of Miscavige, which is really enjoyable. So Kelly says AI is terrifying. Oh man, there's things that really are scary out there that they can create now video that and pretend it's something that's in the news and it's not, and that is horrible. But if you've got something like this where Trump is, joking around about David Miscavige, come on, you got to see through that. Or so I thought. Because I'm going to show you a couple other videos here. I made another Trump video during the course of my campaign. And I thought, if I pull out the big guns here and get endorsements, I can go right to the top. And I think I still could have won if I pulled out the big guns. So if you don't mind, Villain's asking if I could play that again. Well, you could watch it back again after the thing's over. I don't know if everyone wants me to play that one again right now, but I do have others that are similar. Every single one of them makes fun of Miscavige. So there, you have that to look forward to. Let me go back here and pick up this this Trump endorsement. And it hits a lot of the same themes. And I did put this up for like an hour or so, and then took it down. Let's take a look at it.
A guy says to me, "Sir, we need your help, sir." Big guy, strong guy. He's got tears in his eyes. Scientology has taken over our downtown. Sir, you're our only hope. Scientology? You talking about Clearwater? You don't need me. You already got Mark Bunker. He's a national treasure. People say he should be in my cabinet. Or VP, sir. Make him VP. Look, only Mark Bunker can take on that tiny little David Miscavige. You give Mark Bunker a second term on the Clearwater City Council, and he'll be like bing bong, bing bong, bing, 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 boink. Tax exemption gone. Perfect.
All right, there you go. So I had put that on YouTube, and one of the first comments was, "Oh, don't do that, Mark." And then somebody else said on Facebook, I think it was, "Did Bunker just endorse Trump?" So I thought, okay, well, this is confusing people. So let me just take it down. And so the other endorsements, because I didn't want this to be, just one party. I wanted to show that I have widespread support. So I managed to get the person who was going to be running, or it did run for a little bit. I got the President of the United States to do an endorsement.
What am I going to do about Clearwater? Look, it's tough, but we've got a man in place. He's just a kid. He's like 67, but give him a chance. He is already considered a national treasure. Jill and I have had long talks about this, and the only man for the job is Mark Bunker. Scientology's ruthless leader, David Miscavige, is holding the Clearwater downtown hostage. Mark knows what he is doing, and by the way, he towers over that little Miscavige guy. Towers. Put Mark Bunker back on the Clearwater City Council for a second term. Now, where did I put my pants?
Yes, at least Trump knows what a treasure I am. That's true, Kelly. Oddly enough, all these candidates knew. They were all crazy about me getting reelected. And, if only the Clearwater citizens could have seen these endorsements, then no way I would have lost. But that's not all. I thought, why stop there? I found somebody else willing to go on the record and say some nice things about me and not so nice things about somebody else.
Hello. Michelle and I have an important message for you, vital in this time of dissension, division, and open hostility. America's...
Oop. Uh-oh.
Hello. Michelle and I have an important message for you, vital in this time of dissension, division, and open hostility. America is not red states and blue states. We are the United States of America. Well, Florida is red. Nutty red. Nuttiest? Brown flag in downtown Clearwater. Oof. Yikes. In fact, the nuttiest little guy is this David Miscavige fella. Hard to hunt down because he is a frighted little bunny, afraid of processed servers. Even harder to find is Shelley Miscavige. Where's Shelley? Anyone seen Shelley? Nope. Good luck getting an answer there. Kind of creepy. You know, people say downtown Clearwater is creepy, but that's because Scientology scares everyone away. Fun fact, out of all the religions in the world, Scientology is tied right at the bottom of the rankings with the Church of Satan. Can you believe it? Miscavige must be so proud. That dope. You know who's not afraid of going downtown? Vice Mayor Mark Bunker. That dude has balls. He's been standing up to Scientology for 25 years. There's a guy who deserves a Freedom Medal of Valor. Cruz, come on now. Nobody has fought harder to take back downtown Clearwater from the cult. Nobody. Mark Bunker is running for re-election to the Clearwater City Council on March 19th. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, an independent, libertarian, or a member of the Whig Party. Chances are Scientology pisses you off, so vote. Vote, and keep asking, where's Shelley? Where? I mean, isn't that nuts? The head of a so-called world religion can just disappear his wife? Scientology is world-class screwy. Take back your downtown Clearwater. Vote for Mark Bunker on March 19th, then stand back and watch that little David Miscavige's head explode. Mark Bunker will be at cause over flag. If you're in the Sea Org, now is the time to blow. Head straight to the FBI and IRS. It will truly be the golden age of Clearwater.
Well, there you go. Adlai Stevenson. Yeah, that would have been good too. Yep. Boom. And yeah, if I do run again, it may be a good idea to put that on campaign signs. Where's Shelley? It's a good idea. Good suggestion, Kelly. But even with all these politicians lining up behind me, I thought I need a common man, somebody who lives in Clearwater, just your typical Clearwater resident to endorse me. And I found one. He didn't want his name used, but I did come across a guy who seemed to be incredibly supportive, and here he is.
As a resident of Clearwater, nothing is more important to me than the future of the Church of Scientology. I moved here to be closer to Flag and to David Miscavige, who, by the way, is just a bit shorter than me. No, really. He is tiny. Don't get me wrong. COB is well over 4 feet tall. But don't mention it. The little guy is touchy. He's likely to lunge across a table and strangle you. You'd think with the tech he'd be able to control himself. 100% standard tech works 100% of the time. And yet he's a mess. I call him Slappy. Wait a minute. That's making me think. If Scientology can't help the guy at the top, maybe it's all a lie. Huh. Is this all a lie? Have I been conned? Wait. Surrey. Oh my God, what did I do? Slappy told me to disconnect from her. I'm such a fool. If you're listening, honey, Daddy's sorry, and he's going to make this go right. It must have been tough for her growing up in Scientology. Growing up in Scientology. I ought to Google that. Maybe look it up on the YouTube thing. And find out why everyone in the org is whispering about this Mark Bunker guy running for re-election to the city council. The buzz is good. Hey, didn't I see a whole dumpster full of his yard signs back here? And his literature? He has the cops and firefighters behind him. He sounds wise. God, it would be great if he had a beard. If he'd just take on Scientology, he'd have my vote. I'd then have to say that Mark Bunker is the clear choice.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's great to have the support of people who live here in Clearwater. So, especially that one, I didn't feel I could get away with playing. I'm putting a little context in it here now. So hopefully no one would sue me because I'm saying outright that's not whoever you think it is. It's AI. Anyway, so there were those. And they thrilled and delighted me. And I hope you got at least a little chuckle out of them. So I think, let's see, is there anything else here that from the joking and degrading thing? No. I guess that's it. And Miscavige must win.
Oh, I win. Oh, yes.
All right. He didn't win at all. So that pretty much ends the joking and degrading part of this, except, whatever nonsense I spout through the rest of this. Thank you for allowing me to play those. Marcy's amazed at all the big names endorsing me. Well, I'm a national treasure, as it was pointed out. Let's see. Goblin says, Mark, I've been thinking long and hard about a song request, and I've landed on If Ever I Would Leave You from Camelot. Oh, really? So whenever you want to host a karaoke night, we can hear your best goulet. All right. Well, that's not a song that I would necessarily sing. I don't picture myself in the Lancelot role. I did play Sir Pellinore in Camelot for about 3 months at a dinner theater, and it was great fun. Sir Pellinore is this elderly knight who's been wandering through the woods for decades, and his armor is all rusty, and he stumbles upon Camelot again and meets Guinevere, and she's just finished singing a song, and I would stumble in. Forgive the interruption. Has anybody here seen a beast with the head of a serpent, the body of a boar, and the tail of a lion, baying like 40 hounds? Anybody? It's called the questing beast. What? The curse of the Pellinores. Only a Pellinore can catch it, that is. Or his next of kin. Family tradition. Train all the Pellinores with that idea in mind. Limited education. What? Anyway, there you go. That's what, 40 years ago? Still got that thing down. Pellinore didn't have any songs in the show, though. New comments. There's new comments down here. Bravo, Mark. Bravo. Thank you. Okay, that was a good trade for the karaoke. Thank you. We need a whole show knocking Little Davy. This is a blast, says Villain. Well, I can see you have a black heart. You villain, you. But it sounds like a good idea. Please, hey, what's this? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were here. Somebody else is behind this. They put me up to it. I'm paid off, is what it is. Big Pharma said, we need you to smear this good man who's leading the only group that could save the planet. So I hope you accept my apology. You lousy, dirty, stinking bastard. I'm sorry. Why can't we be friends? You know, hey, you want to talk about joking and degrading? Listen to that tape. That is a delight. Throwing throwing big pharma under the bus? Yep, there you go. All right. Shall we get to more serious things, or do you have some other thoughts on this silliness so far tonight? I have been going through. I'm getting closer to showing you more of the new stuff that nobody's seen before. All that stuff that I captured over the weekend. I have figured out a way now to get the aspect ratio right, because when I put it into the editing software, it was just like really wide and not right. So I fixed that, and I'm going to start editing some of that stuff. I didn't have time today, running around driving people throughout the area. But I did take a look at some of the things that I have, including some footage from St. Hill. I found more footage with the cab driver. If you saw the video the other day where I call it Taxi Cab Confession Scientology Edition, where this terrific cabbie is giving free rides to anyone who wants to escape Scientology. And he told us all about his thoughts on this while he was driving us to and from St. Hill when we were picketing there. And I found more footage of him talking with Tori before we got in the car. So I've got this. I've got lots of protesting in East Grinstead and outside the manor. And I've got some footage from London as well with Anonymous as they run through a shopping mall singing. I think they were playing the Rick Astley song and singing loudly to that, and kind of got security freaked out as all these masked people were marching through the place. And that was fun. And I got somebody getting a demonstration of the e-meter outside the org. That's fun. And a couple of pieces of footage that I was happy to find again. When we were heading back from St. Hill, we were over there where we were parking. Well, I guess we took the train over, so I guess we were waiting somewhere out there. It was just, there were a lot of trees around because we spotted a guy in the bushes taking pictures of us, and we called him out, and the guy had to come through us, and it was me and Tori essentially there interacting with him, and Tori's telling him that she was in. You'll see the video, but it's fun as he gets on his motorcycle and drives away. And there was another guy right after that that was in a phone booth. Not a TARDIS, because this one you could actually see through the windows. It was an all-glass phone booth when such things existed. So I got into the booth right next to him as he was on the phone, and I could hear him calling in a report about us. And so when he came out, we chatted with him about that. So I've got some fun stuff that I want to get ready for you, at least by next week. I should have the weekend to be preparing some of these things. And we stopped off then in Washington, D.C. on the way home. And there was a big Anonymous thing on the in front of the Lincoln Memorial. So that is just the tip of the iceberg of some of the stuff that I have uncovered and captured. So it's about time that I get this stuff edited and upscaled and make it look nice and pretty to put online. I think I'll probably skip the little piece of footage where a girl wanted me to sign her boob in DC. Probably skip that. You don't want to see that. No one wants to see that. Anyway, always exciting things. I did an interview with somebody there too, a woman who did really great. Okay, Miscavige, Troy Magoo is suppressive. Come on, I want the two of you to be friends. You know, you made her life hell already. She's just fighting back. If I can create a bond between the two of you, I think my job here on planet Tigiak, or TGIAC rather, will be complete. Well, this is cruel. Marcy says, "Oh, come on." Oh, no, that's not it. That wasn't what I wanted to do. But okay, you want to see it? Maybe you'll see it. This is what I was trying to click on. Villain. Wait, is DM tall enough to be in this chat? Slappy? I mean, COB? I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. You're definitely tall enough to be in this chat. All right. So, so the other thing I thought I'd play tonight, and I know it's a little curve away from frolicking. You know, oh, there's a kitty. Where's a kitty right there? Guest appearance. It's exciting. David, how's that? You know, cute little kitty. Hey, look up here. Look. See? That's Kate. Allie is on another part of the couch. When I adopted them as tiny kittens from the shelter here, they had given them the names of Mary Kate and Ashley. And I could not live with that. I'm sorry, the Olsen twins, if they had named it after the Olsen sister that I love, maybe. And I felt, well, it's going to be too difficult to, you know, if I change Kate's name, it's going to be hard for her to adjust. And then I saw, I know. I saw a ad for a TV show starring Jane Curtin. You know, that was just made a few years ago when I got the kitties, and it reminded me that Jane Curtin did a show called Kate and Allie way back when. So instead of Mary Kate, I just, okay, you can be Kate, and that means you are Allie. So I've got Kate Cat and Allie Cat. Those are the sisters. And let's see. Lupita has a Solo and a Vino. Marcy, Allie is my dog's name. Mark, Kate, and Ashley. How dare I change their names? They haven't complained. You know, they just keep coming back for kibble, and, you know, they want their treats, and they're perfectly happy. Anyway. So I'm just looking back here. Xenu TV, lost episodes. See if there's anything else here that I have missed. I'm sure there is, but anyway, let's shift gears now and take a look at this video. Wait a minute. Did I upload it? Ooh, let me look over here. Media assets. Huh. I could have sworn that I had uploaded this. Give me just a moment. I'm going to upload this video. Talk among yourselves for a moment, because I've got that on the computer here. Hey, wait a minute. I thought I downloaded this a couple nights ago. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, I found it. Forgot what I named it.
From the same courthouse where O.J. was once found not guilty comes another grave miscarriage of justice. Attorney Graham Barry explains.
First of all, the judge heard our motion to disqualify him. He denied it summarily, and I now have 10 days in which to appeal it. I believe an appeal by way of a writ of mandate will be successful. If it's not, that is not the end of the day. If it is successful, the judge's decision on the vexatious litigant petition will be reversed.
Graham's case revolves around this man, Robert Cipriano, whom Scientology had convinced to sign a false affidavit back in 1994.
In 1994, I was approached by an investigator named Eugene Ingram in my home in New York City. He proceeded to harass and intimidate me to create a declaration or to sign a declaration that was false. And it was
Eugene Ingram, by the way, is the worst of the worst. And I think even David Miscavige would agree that that's why they hired him. A corrupt former LA cop who did dirty work for Scientology for many, many, many years. I did interview Graham and the Cracker. I interviewed the Cracker as well. I interviewed him for the movie, so I've got a big, long interview there, along with about 32 other full interviews. Yeah, the guy does look kind of like John Belushi, but he's thinner, so he looks a little bit more like the brother. Who's the what's the name of the brother? Jim Belushi. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, this is a pretty serious thing that was going on here. That Scientology bribed this guy with a job and money and all sorts of stuff that I believe he'll talk about in this video. It really caused serious trouble for Graham. And then to have this guy turn around and say, listen, here's what really happened, and testify on his behalf was pretty amazing. So I'm glad that I was able to capture this. Why did he flip? I think he'll probably describe it in here. I haven't watched this in a while, so I don't remember all the details about it. But he was feeling guilty about it, and I think there was some disappointment that Scientology did not really come through with what they were promising. But we will find out as this continues.
Against Graham Barry. I did not hear again from Mr. Ingram for 2 years. I moved out to Los Angeles, and he got in touch with me and began to explain to me that Mr. Barry was suing me for the contents of my declaration, that I needed to meet his boss. It was at that time I met Mr. Maxon. Mr. Maxon then identified himself as a church attorney, Church of Scientology attorney. It was thereafter that every aspect of my life was paid for. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were exchanged to me from the church, from Mr. Maxon, to continue the lies of declaration. Once again, I lead to the fact that a month and a half ago, I decided I couldn't live with myself anymore at whatever costs me personally. Keep that lie going. And since then, I've also seen and researched a great deal about many aspects of Scientology, and it disgusts me. And the lie continues even to today.
Did you know anything about Scientology when Ingram first came to you?
No, I did not.
How long was it before you discovered that there was any connection to the Church of Scientology?
It was approximately 2 years later.
And how did you discover that?
Mr. Maxon told me that he represented the Church of Scientology. He was the chief litigator. In-house.
And they set you up with a job at Earthlink.
Yes, they did. Mr. Maxon felt it would be, since I was an entrepreneur, Mr. Maxon decided it would be better if I was working in the context of the case. So he contacted Sky Dayton, who's the chairman of the board of Earthlink Network, and had me hired there immediately, even though they weren't hiring anybody. I was placed in the dial-up sales. And while I was there, I realized that most of the employees there are Scientologists, at least in the sales division and in the securities division.
And it was really remarkable that Earthlink was so successful at that point. I don't know if you were around or remember this, but Earthlink was a pretty major ISP. So it was a gateway for many people to get onto the internet. Yeah, Sky Dayton, powerful OT, being able to monitor everybody's connection to the internet. Okay, that's a swell idea. And even within the past 10 years or so, I've run across people that still have an Earthlink email address, which is remarkable. Here's another great suggestion from Kelly. You want to join Bunkinetics? There you go. Subscribe. And yes, this guy does have an amazing mullet. All right, and we're learning a lot about Jim Belushi being a really nice guy. I met him once too, briefly, in LA. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was at a comedy club, but I think it was at a theater, a small theater, stage theater. And he was nice when I met him as well. The PR person at the Christmas parade has an Earthlink email. Was this recently? Yeah, Earthlink was owned and operated by Sky Dayton, big OT. And it was, as you can see, it was a source that, Scientology can go to the guy and say, hey, we got to put this guy on a payroll, hire him. And there you go. All right. Hey, I think there's more video.
Told how Earthlink was formed, who funded it, and the type of surveillance they had and that they conduct upon the internet. To quote a gentleman who works at Earthlink, it was Sky's way of watching over the internet from within the internet. I was told, and I saw of a building that was next door to their main building, which nobody has access to. It's highly secured out in Pasadena, California, which is where all the surveillance and internal operations go on. There's certain very evident things when you work in Earthlink on the T1s and T2 lines. For example, all of my emails from within, on my account at Earthlink, from within Earthlink, from outside of Earthlink, whenever I would send them, normally they reach the person you're sending them to within tops a minute. Mine would be held for 12 hours. So if I sent something to Graham from right across the street, it would take 12 hours for him it would show up on his screen, which meant that it was going into a monitoring place, being read, reviewed, and issued out. And this is constant still to today.
it was clear that the judge ruled contrary to the weight of the evidence. And it was telling that the judge could not ascertain why I was addressing the contents of the Cipriano Declaration. It interested me and stunned me that he asked why the Cipriano Declaration was even relevant to the proceedings. I told the judge that the Cipriano Declaration evidenced the polluting, tainting, and corrupting of the entire proceedings from the get-go. That did not seem to be of interest to the judge, who concluded his ruling by suggesting that it was not what I had done as a litigant, but the way I had done it. I believe that standing against this organization, it is almost a badge of honor to be declared vexatious. And I intend to continue litigating against them and to continue vexing them.
My main concern today is that Mr. Maxson, Mr. Rosen, Mr. Sauter, the three attorneys that represented me in one aspect or another against Mr. Berry, have all of my files and all of my personal belongings and have refused whatsoever to return them to me after being substituted over 10 days ago. I find this highly irregular, and I don't know the law well enough to know whether it's illegal, but I want my belongings back because there's also a great deal of evidence, and I hope that they don't destroy it.
They at one point leased a car for you, right?
Yes, they did. 1999 Saturn.
And what happened to that car?
The day that everybody was given notice of my declaration, or a portion of my declaration, that very evening that my car was removed, stolen from in front of the place I live. And approximately an hour later, Mr. Maxson called and said that my belongings that were in the car would be returned. Obviously, he took the car. Earlier that evening, too, there was the operatives, Gene Ingram and his wife, that I could identify, were circling the block watching it remove. I did made. So that's tampering with, as far as I'm concerned, that's tampering with evidence.
I wish to thank everyone for their support. I think the church made a big mistake to take this step today. I think that mistake was evident in the body language of all those who are present in court, including Mr. Rinder, and especially Mr. Moxon, standing in the shadow of his evident criminal defense attorney, Mr. Shaliff. I believe that I have been judicially and legally lynched by a kangaroo court. I've made those arguments in evidence, and I repeat them today. I feel as though I am the character in the book Darkness at Noon, and that I have descended into a legal rabbit hole resembling Alice in Wonderland. As the Wall Street Journal editorial said last year in connection with Mr. Rosen obtaining a judgment against Mr. Henson, the law has been stood on its head today.
I actually felt that it was all predetermined before we even walked into the courtroom today. Mr. Maxson had told me straight out that Mr. Williams, Judge Williams, was a friend of Scientology, which is in my declaration. It was evident to me as a layman, not a lawyer, that it was pretty much all set up to go just the way it went down. Just more of the Church of Scientology's influence.
Finally, clearly, I have a major abuse of process claim against Mr. Moxon, Mr. Ingram, Mr. Hurtado, the church, and others who have participated in the corruption of justice, the obstruction of justice that was put upon the record of the court today. I would be happy to hear from any attorney who cares to either represent me or assist me in filing and bringing that action for abuse of process. And I am going to be putting my full faith in the American judicial system beyond this courtroom. Thank you.
Wow, the old Xenu TV stinger. How about that? So Graham has had a lengthy career taken on Scientology, and he has been incredibly successful helping folks who have been ripped off, doing a lot of elder abuse cases and winning them, getting a lot of people back their money. And Marcy, I really appreciate you gifting those Xenu TV memberships. Hooray! And to our new member, thank you so much. That it helps enormously. Keep the lights on here. And was I able to look up Braille? No, I probably was able to, but I didn't think of it because I've just been going with everything else that I've been doing. So, but I will try to look into it. Can't guarantee anything, but I certainly appreciate the info. So Graham, if you're not aware of this is one of the greatest things that Graham did early on. He served a whole slew of Scientology celebrities before they apparently were aware of who Graham was. He and some of his associates slipped into a big celebrity center event where they set up the stage and there's, people singing and dancing and all that kind of stuff. So they're in there watching the show, and then Graham sends out the alert. Okay, now, and so they subpoenaed John Travolta and Tom Cruise, I think, and I mean, it was really amazing. Caused quite a scene and put Graham on the map as far as Scientology was concerned. And I appreciate stuff like that. I appreciate things that are fun and somewhat disruptive. It's good to catch them off guard because it's about the only way you can do it. And what else did I want to mention about this? There's something. No, I can't think of what it is now. But I like Graham. Graham sometimes worked with us at the Lisa McPherson Trust. There was a debate about hiring him full time, and I think he was in and out. There were a lot of folks that we wanted to hire, and it was just costing Bob a lot of money to do all of this. Anything else that folks want to talk about? I'm not going to get into Aaron and Jenna. I wish them well. I saw both of them a few weeks ago when we all worked together on this video from a YouTuber from Milwaukee who came in to do a piece. So that should be great. And Aaron and Jenna's contributions to the video, I think are going to be spectacular. Mark for mayor? Well, it's got a ring to it, doesn't it? One time on the council, Mayor Hibbard, who was the mayor for 3 of my 4 years on the council before he quit in the middle of a meeting, he would turn to each of us to get our opinions on whatever topic we were talking about. And one day he turned to me and went, "Mayor Bunker." And I went, "Oh, I like the ring of that." I don't know why that was running through his mind, but it was not like when I was vice mayor. I was just a council member, but it was kind of amusing to have him go, "Mayor Bunker." I guess he was looking into the future. I have had no interest in in running for mayor. Really, I thought it would be fun when I first moved back here, and I was saying, maybe I should run for mayor. I think there were better people to do it, but now I feel like, okay, maybe. I mean, I had a chance to, as vice mayor, to conduct meetings and to go out and represent the city at various events. Maybe. Have I ever played GTA V? Oh, Grand Theft Auto. I guess that would be 5. Thank you. I'm not a gamer. And heard or seen the Epsilon program, a parody of Scientology. I have heard of that. I haven't seen anything about it or read much about it. I just know that there was a parody in this. There's another game, too, that it seems to me had Scientology in like a post-apocalyptic world, I think, or something like that. I don't remember what that game was. The only games that I ever played besides Zork. Anybody remember Zork or hear of Zork? Infocom was the name of this computer company, and it was all text-based adventures. So it was like Dungeons and Dragons laid out for you, and you'd see a text description of, okay, you've entered a cave, and ahead of you, there's a torch, there's this, there's that. What would you like to do? And then you say, I will pick up the torch, and I will move south. And so it would walk you through the story, and you making decisions that would affect the gameplay, and then you'd drop dead at some point and then have to start the whole thing over again. So that was annoying. The Infocom had some fun games though, and I got to know the people who ran the company. They had one that was actually based on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was a lot of fun and very true to Douglas Adams' books. And then there was also one based on Stephen King's The Mist, which I enjoyed playing. But the only other games that I've really played, computer games, are the Walking Dead series of games from the Telltale Games. Again, it was walking through a story. I'm not much of a shooter. First-person shooter games aren't really that interesting to me, but it was a lot of fun to actually be in the story where you have to choose, okay, somebody's coming at you. What do you do? And try to stay alive in that. Eileen likes the reference to Hitchhikers. Great books, great radio show. I even enjoyed the TV show. Not so crazy about the movie. Look at this. Mark the OG. Thank you for the. I guess I have to go out and buy a video game with that, but I won't. I'll put it toward a hard drive. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oops. Oops. Okay, there we go. I have enough trouble quelling my road rage. LOL. I best not play. LOL. Yeah, there aren't that many games that I really want to play. And I don't have that much time anyway. Storytelling, though, is what I love. So things like the Telltale games really could hold my attention. And then the woman that I was engaged to, she enjoyed them as well. I remember when Walking Dead came on TV, it was like, I don't want to see gross things like that. And then she watched it, and then she became even more addicted than I was to it. and played at least one or two of the Telltale Walking Dead games. Nikki had a question. Oh, look, starred. I didn't see the starred. Okay, so I think we dealt with this. Jay asked, why did this fella Cipriano flip? They stopped holding up their end of the bargain, apparently, Scientology. And he found out a little bit more about this and decided, I've been used by Scientology. I had no idea it was this bad. And so he came clean. How old is Moxon, says Haggis Basher, or asks. I don't know. Google would probably know. I don't know if Kelly wants to do a quick search and see how old Moxon is, but there's probably an answer to that online. I would think he's probably about my age, which means he's about to drop dead. I don't think we're that different in age. I remember, seeing him in person quite often in Clearwater. So he's 25 years older than he was then, whatever age he was. I'm no help. But thank God, I have Kelly there, who I know is feverishly looking for that answer right now. There was a protester here arrested. Nurse Lori says that she popped out to take a peek at Aaron's channel, and there was body cam video of a protester arrested last night in downtown Clearwater. I don't like seeing that anywhere. I don't know that it's been something that really happens often here in Clearwater, and it shouldn't happen at all. I would hope that I would hope that it's nothing serious, and that whoever this person was that got arrested was able to post bail and get out of there. Having been arrested twice now by Scientology, I didn't find it anything that troublesome, because even though I had to stand trial, the first one in Chicago over supposedly trespassing on a public sidewalk, I didn't do anything wrong. And when I found myself behind bars for a few hours in a Chicago jail, I just sat there kind of laughing at the whole notion that me, sweet little choir boy me, or big choir boy, was in jail. So it was an interesting experience for the couple hours I was behind bars. By the end of those hours, I was pretty bored of it and ready to go. So thankfully they said, yeah, you can pay $60 and get out of here. Same when they arrested me on a citizen's arrest out in Hemet. They put me in handcuffs, took me down to the precinct, sat there for a bit, and they said, we're not going to charge you anything. That was a citizen's arrest, and you can go. Dang. I remember last year YouTubers were all over LA Hollywood's La Poubelle. Is that the way it's pronounced? Haven't really seen anything this year. Streets LA would go ham if something happened. Listen, anytime that you're in a situation like this, it's probably best not to get arrested. So let me go back here and see a little bit more about this. So Aaron's live now talking about this. I'm not sure what this is about. Who's been around forever? Is he from Romulan? I'm assuming, he's a Star Trek character. Let me see if I can piece something together. I still can't believe they arrested her. Very suspicious, as she's a sweetheart and not aggressive at all. Nurse Lori, is that the name of the person who was arrested? I have met her. Okay, I'm afraid I don't know a lot of names for folks. I probably did, and I'm sure whatever arrest was a bogus arrest. But here's, here's Nurse Lori here. So it's not her. The nicest woman, she doesn't live stream. Did I miss the name here? Erica. Erica, I love Erica. Why would, my God. Erica is out there by herself often with signs, getting honks from passerbys, and I think she's sweet. And I've wanted to take her out to dinner. I don't know if she's got any involvement anywhere, but there's a woman that should not be behind bars. So let's see. They asked her surname and arrested her, and she spent the whole night in the cell. Good God. Oh, read that already. Got to support your local protesters. I hope she's okay. Heard it was obstruction for failure to identify. But if you're not committing a crime, you do not have to identify. Still, I would identify. Look at this. Somebody digging this up. Power Lies to Paralyze says Chat GPT says Moxon was born in 48 and he's 77. Does that sound right? Yeah. Oh boy, I hope it's right, because that means he's older than I am. So I'm going to take that as gospel. He's 77, everybody. Good heavens. So she does have a channel. I have to check that out. I've actually never looked at her channel. One thing that Marcy has never experienced, still time. Bunker on the phone and March Madness on the big screen. Oh, there you go. What a night. Officers Delatorre, Castellanos, and Reich needlessly arrest Erica, the nicest protester in Clearwater. Yeah, I got to figure out what the heck is going on there. In Toronto, the police honked and waved at us when we protested. Tee-hee, says Haggis Basher. And that's the way it should be. I mean, there should be no reason, unless somebody's crazy and violent, and I can't imagine she was doing anything out of the ordinary. It was a bad arrest, I'll say. Erica knows her rights and the pigs don't like that. Okay, come on. The police officers are just trying to do their job. Oh, here's her channel. I have to go there. Everybody, give her support. I tell you what, I think it's time for us to bring a close to this, because I'd like to catch up on what's going on with Erica. And, Miscavige says the Clearwater Police Department loves him. Who doesn't? I showed a lot of support for the police. The police supported me, even though I made a video that kind of, has made their lives difficult for 25 years. So I say, everybody, do what I'm about to do. I'm going to say goodnight, and then check out Aaron's channel and see what's going on there, and see what I can do to support Erica. Okay? Was this... okay. All right. So I'm gonna go take a look at that. Thank you for the news, everybody, and thanks for hanging out here with me. this joking and degrading turned into something far more serious. So thanks for coming by. I'm going to end this and see you again probably tomorrow night. Bye. Well, now I say,
what are your crimes, Mark? Yes, what are your crimes, Mark? Your crimes are hidden, they should be seen. Spin all out, Mark, and just come clean.